Hey everybody, so it seems like I'm starting every video off like this, but I really mean it. I want to start off quickly by saying thank you to everybody who enjoys my content. The channel has been growing so fast, and it's impressive, and it's overwhelming, and I'm just very happy, and I'm very thankful, so I want to start off by saying that. Today's video is going to be a look at some popular theories from Life is Strange Before the Storm. There's not exactly a lot of cut content related to Before the Storm, so I figure we'll focus more so on theories like my previous deep dive with Life is Strange 1. So without further ado, here are some theories from Life is Strange Before the Storm. So in my previous video, we talked a lot about spirit animals and the supernatural side of the game, a lot of which may have been cut, but it's still there nonetheless. The idea is that Rachel's spirit animal is actually a raven. So some evidence to back this up revolves around the plaque on the Overlook, which says, "Its grinning face betrays its trickster nature, as well as it's to be respected, never trusted." Rachel can kind of be seen as this trickster, manipulator type person. This was alluded to in the first Life is Strange because we find out that she, went behind Chloe's back quite often. She puts on a performance in order to get what she wants. And we know this in Life is Strange 1 because we find out about a lot of her betrayals, as well as in Life is Strange Before the Storm. For example, when Chloe is up for expulsion, she steps up and brings it down to a suspension by lying and saying that it was her idea and she dragged Chloe along. In pretty much every game that involves her, they talk about how she was loved and everybody loved her, but it seems like nobody knew the real Rachel, that kind of thing. Another smaller detail would be that Rachel has a feather earring. Although it's not a raven's feather, it's still a bird, so that could mean something as well. In the initial post about this theory that I'm referencing, they say that her scream when she starts the fire and kicks over the trash can becomes slightly animalistic and almost sounds like a bird cawing or a bird screech. I'll leave that up to you. I can see where they're coming from. So the other thing is, in the sort of ending montage of the episode, we see the raven fly to Frank and then fly by the mistress, but no one else. And one thing that ties together the mistress, which we later learn is Rachel's mom, and Frank, are their connections to Rachel. Rachel and Frank end up having some sort of romantic involvement, and the mistress is literally her mom, and they both heavily affect the story of the game as well as Rachel's life as a whole. This theory originated after the release of the very first episode, and I absolutely see where they're coming from. This is a theory that I haven't seen much anywhere else, but I really love it. It's something my friend and I discussed when we were playing through the game ourselves, and it's basically that Samantha Myers, Nathan's friend or girlfriend, depending on which choices you make, is his first victim, like him and Mark Jefferson's first victim. Some background on Samantha. Samantha is the girl who you often see with Nathan. There's several pieces of dialogue between her and Chloe where she asks you about how she can help Nathan and what you think she should do. She's very close to Nathan. She does not hesitate to step up for him when he's being bullied, and overall is seen by his side throughout the entire game. She really sympathizes with Nathan, even saying that he's unfairly picked on because he's part of the Prescott family. Now, the reason that I think that she is the first victim is because of what we know happens to her in episode 3. Depending on your interaction with Samantha, in the hospital you can overhear two completely different stories about Samantha. No matter which way you square it, does not set up a great fate for Samantha. So in one, you overhear Nathan and Samantha having a conversation in the hospital room, and she's thanking him for bringing her ice cream after she got into some sort of accident with a biker. Nathan apologizes for not coming sooner, and she says she just thinks it's sweet that he wanted to take photos of her. Maybe I'm making a big deal out of nothing, but I think that, combined with the fact that Mr. Jefferson is very close to becoming an employee at Blackwell. We know in Life is Strange 1, he is still fielding opportunities at this point in time, but he's about to settle down, so it's possible he has connections with Nathan. Even if he's not specifically there yet, we see Nathan's obsession with photography, and his violent behavior, which is exposed in the next version. So in this other version, if you listen into the room again, you hear Samantha's mother and Sean Prescott arguing. And basically, what the story is that Samantha made an unwanted move on Nathan, and he responded physically, but this ended in Samantha having 2 broken ribs. Which to me shows that at this point in time, Nathan is just as violent as he ends up being. He's capable of hurting others, possibly on purpose. Odds are, she wasn't trying to do anything to him. All she wanted to do this entire game was help him. So I think all of that information together, combined with the fact that she is nowhere to be found in Life is Strange 1, tells me that either she left Arcadia Bay after having her ribs broken by him, or in the timeline where he's trying to take photos of her and she gets in this accident and they have this sort of relationship, that she is one of the first ever victims. Might be a little bit of a stretch. That's something I always kind of thought about. If it's worth any note, there doesn't seem to be any folders or binders labeled Samantha in Jefferson's darkroom. My friend and I took the time to look when we were playing through that part of Life is Strange 1, but we could not see a Samantha anywhere. So who knows? I think it's interesting though. We briefly touched on in my Life is Strange 1 video that it's possible that Rachel has some sort of powers. And Before the Storm somewhat capitalizes on that. However, it's not the same powers as Max as posited in that video. This theory basically states that her powers are related to the environment, or fire specifically, some sort of natural event, I guess, an eco power. She plays Prospero in The Tempest, which is a play about a character who controls weather and a storm, and the storm in Life is Strange 1 is very, very connected to her. It goes so far that Chloe says that this is Rachel's wrath in episode 5. The fire and the wind really crescendo when Rachel begins to scream and she's letting her emotions out, which ends up starting the whole forest fire. This could just be for dramatic effect, but I feel like it's intentional because you see the gusts of wind and the fire expands, not to mention in the script for the dinner argument where she confronts her father about the mistress, about her mother. In the script, it mentions the flames of the candles getting stronger. When she's injured and in the hospital, you can overhear some firefighters saying that the fire mysteriously calmed down out of nowhere, showing that, at the very least, she's connected to it. Now, whether or not she is inadvertently controlling it, and if she had lived longer, be able to control and manipulate this power, I'm not really sure. This one is more of a debate than one specific theory. It's essentially asking the question, is Chloe actually talking to her father, William, in these nightmare dream hallucination sequences? Now, those in the camp saying that she is actually talking to William point out things like him saying there's beauty yet to come, and this could be referring to Max's return in Life is Strange 1 and if you go this route, the relationship that they end up having. Another thing that adds to this is the connection of ravens to being the messengers of death, things like that. And they show up prominently throughout the game. They show up prominently in Chloe's visions as well. So could this be sort of a supernatural, like they're alluding to it, that this is really a message from the beyond? Some detractors will point out how cryptic William can be at times. It's often something vague enough like a fortune cookie that you really could apply it to anything. Other people see this as him not necessarily wanting to tell Chloe exactly what to do, but trying to lend a guiding hand from beyond the grave. When Chloe asks if William had done something as bad as Rachel's father, he's unable to answer. This is because it's not actually William, so he doesn't have his memories. This is a figment of Chloe's guilt, which sort of puts a nail in the coffin of it, but it's still fun to theorize. So that's going to do it for this video. I know it's a lot shorter than the other ones, and this time it's actually going to be shorter. It's not going to end up being double the length like last time. But the reason this video and the next video are probably going to be shorter is because I'm going on a little vacation for a week, so I'm recording them back to back and scheduling the uploads so I don't have to worry about it when I'm off with family. I'm sure you guys can understand. After that, the plan is to start the Oxenfree Let's Play series. I posted, by the way, if you don't already, please check out the community tab on this channel. I post a lot there. I post a lot of polls, what content you guys want to see. That's my primary way of interacting with you guys outside of the videos. But I posted a poll there talking about, how you guys wanted to see Oxenfree, and it seems to be settling that you guys want a Let's Play series that will release weekly as well. It won't take over, I'll still do some sort of theory explained or, deep dive video, and then add on to that, there will be a gameplay video of Oxenfree that will probably be, I want to do them maybe in hour chunks. Who knows? So we'll see how that goes. I appreciate you guys for watching. That's going to be it for this video, and I'll see you guys later. Have a good evening or morning or whatever.